Well, someone who's very familiar with life on board the USS Lincoln joins us now. Matthew Whiz Buckley is a former Navy fighter pilot and Top Gun graduate. He served on board the Lincoln as a landing signals officer during the war in Iraq. That's a picture of him piloting an F-18 Hornet taking off from the deck of the Lincoln. Matt, great to have you back on the show. What do you make of...
Good to see you, Elizabeth.
You know, you've lived on and were deployed on this exact aircraft carrier. I spent a week on one of these carriers in the Persian Gulf during the Iraq War. It is not, you know, it is tough. Like, I don't need to tell you. But what do you make of all these families speaking out, saying they're getting messages from their loved ones who were deployed on the Lincoln who are saying they're thinking about killing themselves?
Incredibly tough, Elizabeth. As you just alluded to, I led sailors in my fighter squadron on the Lincoln. And I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, I got concerned when they stopped complaining. It is your God-given right as a sailor to complain about conditions. You know, my phone's been blowing up and kind of in my Navy network, we're all kind of laughing at this. It sucks, as you alluded to. Being on ship for a long period of time, as you just said, it's horrible. We had a saying for it, Elizabeth, embrace the suck. What are you going to do about it? You're going to keep complaining, or we're going to put our mouth guard in and our chin strap on and get the job done. Let me remind you, Elizabeth, they are in sustained combat operations. When I flew off the Abraham Lincoln, we were in the Persian Gulf. This ship can't go anywhere near land. Why? Because the Iranians are trying to kill 5,000 of those sailors and Marines, and they would if they could. But this strikes me as a little partisan, Elizabeth. In 2 years ago, July of 2024, the Eisenhower did a 9-month combat deployment. The Gulf of Aden, they were being attacked by the Houthis. I didn't hear a word out of the media or some of the folks criticizing this. And the same people criticizing this today are some of the folks who, about a year ago, were criticizing the Secretary of War for giving these troops and sailors and Marines steak and lobsters. So which lane of crazy are we in today?
Well, let's steer clear of both lanes of crazy and talk about the reality of what it's like. It is worth pointing out that the sailors on board the Lincoln have set a new record. They've had 244 consecutive days without, you know, setting foot on land. No carrier has ever had a longer mission. So we are asking more of them than we've asked of anybody else ever before, number one.
Amen.
But when you talk about these conditions, I mean, most of our audience has not had to serve, has not had the honor of serving on board a carrier like this. I know what it's like for 5 nights. Tell me what it's like. Describe like what it's like on the on this ship with 5,000 sailors.
It's Groundhog Day, Elizabeth, from the lights to the smells to everything. It can take a toll. I did just over a 6-month deployment on the Lincoln, and we had 2 jumpers. So folks think
2 people tried to jump overboard and take their own life. This is not a new thing.
1 person did make it overboard, but he was rescued. This is not new. That's what I'm getting at. People are making it seem like this is just occurring. This is not just occurring. Some people, when you were on for 5 days. Some people, when they get bottled up on a ship like that for an extended period of time, that's when the mental issues start to materialize, not when they're on land or during workups. But I got to be honest with you, Elizabeth, this cell phone is part of the problem. My first deployment on Lincoln, I got good old letters from my beautiful bride at home. We had to wait. My second cruise, we had the internet. And I remember getting an email from my beautiful bride before I went on a combat sortie over Iraq about the lawnmower not starting. So being really connected to the United States and being able to complain about things 24/7, you know who this is helping, Elizabeth? It's not helping the families. It's not helping the sailors or Marines. It's giving aid and comfort to Iran. From talking about weapons shortages to low morale on our ships, if I'm an Iranian and IRGC general, I'm like, this is great. We're winning. I'm a student of naval history. In World War II, we talked about loose lips, sinking ships. We probably should tighten this stuff up. But thank God the GW is en route to relieve these young men and women because they need a great homecoming.
Part of the issue here is that several times the crew on board the Lincoln thought they were supposed to go home, and then they were extended. That emotionally can really, you've been through that. Explain what that's like to have your hopes up and then have them dashed.
My bride, Susie, was supposed to meet us in Australia. And I'll never forget, the captain came over the loudspeaker one day, Good morning, Abraham Lincoln. This is the captain. We're not going to Australia. That is all. You could feel the ship sink. You could feel a sigh in the ship, and it sucked. But
Yeah.
what were we going to do about it? We had a mission, and we had to execute. So it's not good.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out that like half the 5,000 sailors on board the Lincoln are under the age, or in their early 20s, maybe even late teens.
Isn't that
but,
incredible?
Very, very young. And unlike
Yes.
you are a pilot and you get to go up on the deck. Many of these sailors, during a time of they're in the middle of a war, or they're engaged, they're in an operational, they can't go up on deck. They're stuck under, below deck for a long time, weeks, months at a time, without ever getting outside of that sort of claustrophobic environment.
Well, in between flight operations, there is downtime on the flight deck. That was one of the benefits of being on a carrier is you can go for a run on the flight deck. That's 4.5 acres of sovereign U.S. territory. You can go get some wind. What I'm not hearing about, Elizabeth, are our Secret Service agents in the battle group. These small boys on these ships, those things are a lot more painful than the carrier. At least you can go up on the flight deck when we're not conducting flight operations.
We ask a lot of our men and women in uniform, and they give a lot, and we should always be eternally grateful, not just to them, but to their families who also serve.
Amen.
Matthew Whiz Buckley, always great to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elizabeth.